Storm was on the attack, starting last November with a bracing bonding session at Puckapunyal, where boys become men by acting like boys. The players would soon be cast as cultural terrorists in the formidable stronghold of the South, and they needed to be battle-hardened. They had to wait for proper training facilities. Olympic Park took $12.7 million to redevelop until mid-March. So the team sketched out its playing style on old AFL grounds in the shadow of the dominant code. And off-field as well, the mostly young players had to learn to adapt to Storm's unofficial code of conduct.
Everyone sat down in a room and we were told what the management expects of us on and off the field, and then of course the coach what he expects from us on and off the field. And as I said, we're in a unique situation where we're starting out, and I think that was very important that the young guys especially were told what's expected of them and what consequences will happen if they're not behaving themselves as the year goes on.
Even while they enjoyed Melbourne's balmy summer, the boys were coached on which nightclubs to avoid, which suburbs to live in, what foods to eat, always under observation.
One of the things that you've offered, as I understand, is that these blokes would be staying in free accommodation altogether for 3 months. Yeah. Does that present some problems as well? Can get a bit too...
it can do, yeah. I guess they're starting to gel together pretty well now, actually, and starting to get to know the Melbourne nightlife. So it's something we've got to keep an eye on. You know, we sort of warn them we turn up at 7 o'clock some mornings, whatever morning it may be, for breakfast to make sure they're eating right and they're getting up without hangovers and that sort of stuff.
Random inspections,
Random inspections, yes. We do that now and again to the young blokes. Only the blokes that are uneducated at what we're about. You've got to try and go in the other end there, folks.
Chris Anderson admits he's a coach who loves the 9-to-5 stuff, loves building a club from scratch. He's fixed a dynamic coaching system onto the best traditions of Canterbury, the Strong Family Club, where he played or coached for 20 years. Not coincidentally, he barracks for the AFL equivalent, Hawthorn. Anderson, too, has found a certain rejuvenation in Melbourne's genesis.
After the turmoil of the last few years in rugby league, are you relieved to come down here to Melbourne?
It's not the reason I did it, but I just found myself when I come in, I was much more relaxed. And I sort of, after 2 months of coming down here and having a few beers with Chris Johnson, I was like, I'm enjoying this. And it's a while since I've sat back and said that.
Is it a bit of a relief to kind of get away from it?
Absolutely. It is so nice. Every now and then I go back to Sydney and I might read a few things, or we played Parramatta last week and that brought back a few memories for me, and I just sort of, so nice to come down here and just get right away from it.
Money, yes.
Chris and Lynn Anderson dismantled their domestic life for the Storm experiment, but at least they could keep their family together. 20-year-old Ben Anderson chose to make his first-grade debut with Storm, inevitably braving taunts of nepotism.
Get out there wherever you go, really, but just try to prove them wrong. Best thing to do, like, the better you play. You know, most of the blokes are pretty good at it. Some fans, it's just silly stuff.
With players, coaching staff and management now assembled, all that was needed was a corporate identity. And it emerged as slick and as solid and as slightly over the top as Storm Man himself.
We're here, we'd like to think we've become people's second love. We're in there, we're going into battle on a week-to-week basis with other teams all around Australia and New Zealand, and we want to give them a football team they're all really proud of. We won't have success here unless the people take ownership of it and all those things happen.
At every turn over the past few months, the players have been sold to the Melbourne people. They were even paraded as entree fare for the corporate diners in the minutes before their first home match.
We're happy with that, well, that's going to progress.
But one important plank is still missing from Storm's comprehensive corporate plan. One of your more immediate problems seems to be getting a sponsor. From your own projections, you'll need extra money in the club from the years 3 to 5 to break even.
Again, and you're right, obviously this needs corporate support. Now, corporate support on where our budget was, we're ahead of that. Having something across your jersey, I think a lot of people undersell the value of what their jersey has to offer. It'd be very easy, Mary, for us to go out there and say, accept, and we've had probably half a dozen offers of around $350,000 to go on the jersey. I personally think that's too cheap.
In the meantime, if the franchise owner is nervous about his investment and wants to sell his share at the end of the season, as reported, he's not letting on.
I might want to deflect from the personal aspect of it, but still, when game day comes around, your buttocks might be more tightly clenched than anyone else's in the stands, surely.
Well, I make everyone else's very tightly clenched too, just to know what's going on. Look, this is something I really am passionate about. I love rugby league, and I don't apologise for that. This is my first love, and I love going across the MCG and looking at Australian rules, but if you tell me where my heart really lies, it really lies here.
We can play here every weekend, and the way we play tonight, keep staying on top of the table close to it. Melbourne's going to go mad.
I think we're going to be a side that is going to be there on that final day. More importantly, those in Sydney must just wonder how we continue to do it down here in Victoria.
So I think we found a home tonight with a wonderful victory, and the crowd just got right behind us, and that reception we got after the game probably just sealed it. I think we're here to stay.